Happy lunch hour, gang. Okay, it is lunchtime the day before the holiday. We'll see how many people actually see this or how many people are leaving work, and which is kind of what we're going to talk about, work, and starting the holiday off a little early. So the big thing that was awaited this morning, and you always love how this stuff comes in right before the weekend, was jobs numbers, okay? How many people are going to work? And this is a good indicator of the health of the economy. It was kind of interesting because yesterday, ADP, you guys know them, a lot of you guys get your paychecks cut by ADP, said, oh, we lost 30,000 or 33,000 jobs last month. Okay. That's why nobody ever trusts the ADP number. Because Bureau of Labor Statistics, got to remember how this happens here. ADP gets their numbers by analyzing data. BLS gets it by actual data. Okay, so just giving you the two of those. ADP said we lost 33,000 jobs until BLS came in and said we actually gained 147,000 jobs. Okay, that's good. It was more than what was expected. We were only expected to gain like 140. Okay, more people are going to work. Good. Then we talk about this whole Doge. We talk about the whole BBB, et cetera, et cetera. And everybody's so laser focused on the federal government. Pay attention to your states, all right? This is the problem. Everybody always looks at the headline and never breaks it down into smaller pieces. So let's look at this. We gained 147,000 jobs last month. Okay, it's good. Where'd they come from? Well, the federal government, what everybody's all worried about, cut 7,000 jobs. Good. Let's get that federal waste gone. Until you look at all the other waste that everybody ignores. State waste, okay? Give you this. State governments, on a whole, for last month, added 47,000 jobs. It's almost 1,000 per state, okay? All those people got to get paid. You start saying, oh, they make 100 G's a year. Just say it, multiply 1,000 times 100,000 and start figuring out how much money comes in. So let's take a look, break that down further. Where's it going? Of those 47,000 jobs, 40,300, almost all of them, were in education. May I remind you what month we're in? This is July now. We're in the middle of summer vacation. Why in the world do schools need to increase 40,000 employees when there's no students? Okay. Somebody may say, well, you can't hire the student or the teachers on the first day of school. Okay. But how the hell do we need 40,000 new teachers? Remember, this is net, okay? So that means we didn't lose 40,000 and replace them with other 40,000. This means we gained 40,000 more people in education, whether they're teachers, whether they're janitors, whether they're football coaches, whether they're administrators, whatever, okay? All right, go down further. Manufacturing jobs, right? This is something we're supposed to be doing, bringing the manufacturing back to the U.S. Granted, you can't build a factory in a weekend, okay? Manufacturing sector lost 7,000 jobs in June. They were only predicted to lose 5,000. That's not going the right direction, all right? So if the federal government is getting rid of jobs and manufacturing is getting rid of jobs, that's not good, okay? Where's it? Next one. How about healthcare employment? They added 39,300 jobs last month. Okay? Honestly, that one I'm happy about. Not because PBJ is getting her degree that way, but how many of you call up your doctor's office? I need to make an appointment. Okay, we're 6 weeks, 6 months out, right? We need more healthcare professionals. And there's a whole other comment that I could make on this about tort reform and $20 aspirins and all sorts of stuff. But at least at this point, we are still adding people to the healthcare profession. Good. As the population gets older, our life expectancy isn't 65 anymore, guys. Okay? Our life expectancy is pushing 90. People need medical care. Good. I'm for this. I'm also for somehow figuring out how to get rid of the ridiculous insurance premiums that we pay, but that goes back to $20 aspirin and tort reform. All right. So then moving on to the next one. Social assistants, social workers. One of the lowest paying careers you can get with a college education, by the way. All right. But somehow we added 19,400 jobs in social work last month, mostly in individual and family services. Now, I can't get into the details on this, if this is psychiatrists, psychologists, just your flat old social worker, but how many of these are from all the cities that go, we need to get rid of the cops and send more social workers to crime scenes? Just saying. Okay. It's where you get ridiculous. Okay. Full-time jobs, part-time jobs. Somebody commented in here in this morning's video, and I agree with them. I think it's wrong. And again, remember this. I came from a 20-year career as a corporate recruiter. All right. Finding people for jobs, finding jobs for people, work both ways. Okay. It's a little different each way. But he made a comment. He goes, I think he said he was a project manager and then had to take time off to take care of a ailing parent. Noble. Can't disagree with him at all. Okay. But then going back to work is very difficult because you try to go back at the level you're at before. And the question comes up, why have you been out of work for so long? Okay. Now you have to hope that the person on the other side of the desk has a soul, a heart, okay, common sense, which ain't so common anymore, and go, okay, understand what you're doing. Let's go. But he can't find a job. Everybody's like, oh, you've got too much of a gap in employment. So then you go to try to find a job that is beneath you to prove yourself. Oh, you're overqualified. Now, honestly, I'll tell you this. You guys know me. I spent years recruiting finance, engineering, and IT. Okay. All of that I found absolutely stupid for both things. Okay. Let's go with you've got a gap in employment. Okay. Let's just use the finance side, for example. Oh, they haven't worked in 2 years. Well, yeah, they were taking care of an ailing parent who just passed. Well, we can't do anything with them if they got a gap in employment. You know what? 2 years ago, 1 + 1 was 2. Today, still 1 + 1 is 2. Nothing's changed. Oh, they don't know the tax laws. Let's just say, for example, it was for a CPA. Really? Can you tell me what the tax laws are for the 2025 taxes? No, the government hasn't released them yet. Oh, okay. So you don't know anything more than the person you're saying you won't hire because they've got a gap in employment. Got it. Okay. There was that one. And on the other side, when you said on them they were overqualified, and I'd look at them and go, you want to pay, make something up, $60,000 a year for this position, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. This guy used to make $90,000 a year and he's overqualified, but he's willing to take the job at $60,000 a year. What do you care? Why would you want somebody who has the base level skills that you want when you could get somebody with better skills for the same money? I'd say I was about 50-50 in that with Lightbulb Moments. I mean, my favorite ones always were the companies. I think I've told you guys this before. We want somebody with 2 years experience in Sarbanes-Oxley. Mr. Client, Sarbanes-Oxley just became law 3 months ago. It didn't exist 2 years ago. You know, those are always the fun ones when they wanted more experience than something even existed. I had it in IT too. This goes back years ago. Somebody wanted like 3 years experience in SharePoint 2010 in 2011. Just looking at jobs, there aren't all these qualified people out there. Companies need to wake up. We're adding jobs. Are we adding it in the right place? In some cases, yes. More medical professionals is good. We have a massive shortage in this country of doctors and nurses. No question. Okay. Do we need to add more government employees? Do we need to add more school teachers in July? No. Okay. Considering the disaster that the public school system is already, we're going to add more? Okay. How many people are pulling their kids out of school and homeschooling them? Well, gee, if we don't have as many kids in the classes, maybe we don't need as many teachers. Just a thought, okay? Instead of hiring more, let's keep the good ones and cull the rest of them. This is the thing that people need to look at. We need to be hiring Americans, okay? I'm not talking about immigrants at all, illegal or legal. We need to be hiring the best and the brightest. Not the ones that fit a budget or fit any sort of political theory that the manager has. I remember one time it got back to me. My boss had said they couldn't get rid of me because they'd have to replace me with 2 people. It'd be more expensive. Okay. It was because I worked my ass off and I did a good job. And I'll bet there's a whole lot of people out there that their boss would say the same thing. Because the ones that their boss would say, oh yeah, we can get rid of that person's job because they don't bring any value to the company. Why are they there in the first place? We need to be getting more quality jobs, more manufacturing jobs, more medical jobs, more engineering jobs, more technology jobs to Americans. We don't need all the H-1Bs from India and IT, or all the H-1Bs from Russia and engineering, or all the H-1Bs from China and math. There's plenty of Americans that are smart enough to do it. We need to see these numbers, these hiring numbers, go up for American citizens only. You know me and the H-1Bs. I think we need to get rid of the entire program. Okay? We don't need them. Yeah, we gained 147,000 jobs. Okay? But where did we gain them? Let's start putting people into jobs that will make America great again, not make America survive.